Hello and welcome to another episode of Pageants and Pythons. Today is going to start my countdown to Christmas, 25 days of full-length tutorials. It's a challenge I'm giving myself. I'm going to try my best to make everything kind of Christmas themed, although you might get bored if I do all Christmas themed. So today we're going to start off with these little kind of purplish floral coasters. This is something I'm working really hard on to get my blooms right. So I actually started off with some alcohol drips in these already, so I apologize. I thought the camera was on and it wasn't. I use this purple. It's a pigment paste is what I'm going to be using. And these little glass chips. I went ahead and mixed up the purple pigment paste. We're going to leave that to set about 15 minutes. So some of the colors I'm using it's called Sugar Light. It's like a purpley, pinky kind of fun color. I don't know. I like it. And when I'm doing these, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't have any reason for the colors I choose. I just choose colors I like. So please feel free to choose colors you like, and it makes it more fun that way. This is a cerulean blue. I love this color. It's like a bluish green. I use it in a lot of my different ones. If you see, it pulls kind of turquoise or green. And so I'm going to start with 4 drops. Then I'm going to put 4 more of the purple or Sugar Light, and then I'm going to put 4 drops around here. Sometimes it double drips. That's fine, guys. It's all going to wind up the same. And what's really cool is sitting here and watching this alcohol ink just spread. I'd love to hear how many of you guys have worked with alcohol inks and what you've done with them, and kind of all the cool combinations you've come up with and all that kind of stuff. So I'm letting this kind of spread on its own. And then I'm going to come back and add some more colors once it's done that. Okay, so now I'm going to add some more of this purple. Actually, I think this is fuchsia that I'm adding now. Yep. So this is a fuchsia color that I'm adding in. I'm going to try and start recording some of these videos without having to use a voiceover. But for now, I have tried, and I don't do a very good job describing things while I'm working on them. So you'll have to bear with me while I'm learning and playing around in these videos. So again, I'm going to let that set and kind of spread, because if you add in that purple too fast and it's not set up, you're not going to get your blooms the way you want it. So typically, again, I let it sit 15 to 17 minutes. I know that sounds like a long time, but I promise it's worth it. So now this is a darker purplish red. And these are all from Let's Resin. I have tried different ones. These seem to spread the best and have the best coloration. And you see how lovely that purple is on there? I absolutely love the purples and the blues and the greens together. And I don't know. I really just have so much fun with it and trying color combinations. And again, I'm kind of new at this, so I'm learning along with you guys. Now this is called Cerulean Blue. It's a little bit different than the one that comes from Let's Resin. This actually came from a cheap kit that I got when I very first started from Walmart. So you see it doesn't spread as much. The coloration's not as good, but I just love the color. So I've been kind of sticking with it and using it where I can. So now I'm going to let you guys kind of sit, and I'm going to add a little bit more pink first, sorry. In here. I am one that tries to make the whole thing filled up. But I've realized you can't really do that with alcohol inks. They're going to shrink into the center, which is what makes them so magical. It looks like they're spreading outward, but actually they're going to shrink inwards. And all resin has a little bit of shrinkage, but these alcohol inks really kind of shrink in. So I'm going to go 100 times just so you can see them shrink in. That was actually 20 minutes. So that's wild, right? So then I'm going to take, now that it's kind of gummy, and I'm going to go around. And, well, not 20 minutes, sorry, it was 10. I apologize for that. And I'm going to make these swirls in it, because I like the color to come out to the edge. And it's kind of a paste now, almost. It's not super liquidy anymore. So you can make your swirls better. You have to wait to make these swirls until it gets kind of gummy. So 10 minutes, 12 minutes or so, and then you can kind of swirl it out. I tend to try and clean up while I'm waiting on this, because I'm very impatient and have ruined many projects by doing things just far too quickly. So Usually I'll use that time and set a timer and make sure that I wait long enough and use that time to clean up. I'm going to add a little bit more color kind of out here on the edges and just to fill in, because again, like I said, I'm obsessed with having color. But I promise you, come tomorrow, this color is still going to shrink in, and well, you know, it's just not gonna fill it all the way out. So now that I've waited, here is the purple. It's set up for 17 minutes. I'm going to pour this into just a cheap little bag from Walmart, like a sandwich bag. A lot of people use piping bags, but I found that I can use these and it works just fine. And you see how that's like a kind of gushy, gooey consistency? That's what you want it to be. And if you clip the tip and it just pours out, it's too early. You want it to kind of drip slow, if not at all, and you want to apply just a tiny bit of pressure. So I have tried different ways to do petals, and I cannot seem to make the drawing of the petals work. So this is the way that I have found it to work best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make just swirls. You can make these thick or you can make these thin, but I have found if you make them thin, I promise they will still spread out. If you make them thick, you might get those little blips or blobs or kind of splodges in the middle, and you know, it's not very attractive. So I try to wait long enough, and then I try to make thin enough lines. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull out from the center up. You're not going to want to hit the bottom. You're going to want to just barely graze the top of it. If you hit the bottom, it'll scrape the color around with it. So I'm going to go 4 times around, then I'm going to go 4 more times around in between, out into the center, and then I'm going to come out from the outside into the middle. And you can already see how that kind of makes a little petal shape. So when that color spreads out, it's going to fully make that color spread. So I'm going to do this fast so you don't have to listen to me talk. And if you see, I promise I'm not that fast. Wouldn't that be wonderful? It's not going to happen. All right. So we have finished that. We're going to let these set up for about 24 hours. I have a curing machine, so usually I can do it in 8, but 24 hours, this is the next day. So this side's pretty, but you can see that side's better. Oh my gosh, I already can tell I love them. You see how those, I may have waited a little bit too long because it didn't spread fully, but I still think I really, really like them. You guys let me know what you think. Let me know what videos you'd like me to make during this holiday time. And, you know, any advice that you guys have, because again, I'm fairly new to this, would be wonderful. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. And I would love it if you could like and please share and help grow our channel, because I use this channel to help support my daughter's pageants and also reptile conservation. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.